Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this roller coaster ride. It's gonna be fun. Tonight, we have one of the most experienced filmmakers in the Ugandan industry. And this is someone who is undisputed. It's none other than Mr. Andrew Tumanyane. You're most welcome, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm very
welcome back to this show. It's always an amazing thing to have you.
Yeah.
Because you're so rich in information and knowledge that we can never exhaust.
Thank you for appreciating that. If
Yes.
so, it is true.
It's very true.
Okay.
So Andrew, how are you doing? What's
very
going on in Andrew's life at the moment?
Currently, I'm on the campaign of selling my movie, Beneath the Beauty, which I premiered last year.
Yes.
So we are trying to sell the movie. I think which is the hardest stage to deal with. But then also not forgetting that I'm a writer.
Yes.
So I am writing some feature films because I so much like writing feature films and short films. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that moving on with the current, have you applied for the commissioning? Because at the moment, there's lots of commissioning being done by Mnet. Have you also tried to apply for it? Or what is your take on that? Is it working for the Ugandan industry? Because it's a lot at the moment.
It's a lot, but I think, my thinking is that it's working for the time that we are in, where filmmakers are totally broke and they need money as little as it is. So the commissioning by MultiChoice and the groups, it is working for filmmakers. However, when you look at the module, the way they deal with it, for me, it disgusts me. That's the fact, because it's a table where you do not have the negotiating powers. You have to come with your content, with your product, and then the buyer has a certain amount of money that he will give you.
That is locked.
Yes, and it is locked. There is no this point of, you know what, depending on the product I'm bringing to you, this is the amount that I would want, or this is the worth of the film that I am selling to you. There is nothing like that. And I believe that once they will have some competition, probably a filmmaker will have a chance to stand and say, no, if you are not paying me this, I'm walking away, and someone else is going to be ready to take the opportunity.
But Andrew, before you used to complain that...
I'm actually not complaining,
no,
I'm just
I'm not
telling you
telling
what
you.
I see.
Before you used to complain that the industry didn't have enough money, okay?
Yeah.
You used to say the industry didn't have money then. But now when money has come, we're at a point where it is being said the money is not enough again. Now what should be done?
Let me show you something. It's like having 6 daughters at your home. And then when you have these 6 daughters, you want them married. You get the point. And then someone comes to pay dowry, and they come with a jerrycan of tonto, you know? And that's all that they are offering. But your expectations were to have at least 20 cows from each
But
of
then
the daughters.
Tonto better than nothing.
The tonto is better than nothing,
Yes.
like I say.
Yes.
However, the way they are conducting it, it is totally unfair. You get the point. Like, do you know, like going to the market to sell your goat, and someone tells you, I'm offering you 100,000, and then
or don't give me your goat.
you are either taking the money or go back with your product, because he definitely knows that back home you have no one that is going to buy that goat. But when you go in a market and you know that the buyers are very many, definitely you will go to this one. If he gives you 100 and you don't like it, you go to another one, he'll give you 120, until when you can get what you want, or understand each other and negotiate onto something. You get?
Does that affect the quality of the movies at the moment that are being
Exactly,
shown?
it is. It
It's
is affecting,
the quality.
because when you look at their production timelines that they give to producers and directors who get commissioned with that money, they are given less time. You get? So there is no time for music composition. There is no time for good color grading. All that the people are using is not creativity in any way. All they are doing is Cram-work. Someone knows that when I cut from a close-up, I go to a medium shot, then from a medium shot, I'm going to a wide shot, and then probably I have an establishment shot. That's all that you will see in a Ugandan film commissioned. Because they are given about 3 weeks to produce their
to make the entire movie and give the final product.
Yes, and give out the whole product. That
involves pre-production, post, and production itself.
You get the point.
3 weeks.
So the assumption, I think from them, the assumption is that a filmmaker has already done pre-production. And I think it is not only them, but also most of the filmmakers, I mean some of the filmmakers, pre-production is not considered to be part of production. They do not value it, they don't give it time. And in my thinking, I think that pre-production is the major part of real production.
Yes,
you get? Yes. But when these people come, they are going to give you money. You get the point? Money to produce a film. But then they are not even giving you a chance to think about pre-production. All they are telling you is go and look for the cast, because the cast is available. We are very lucky Uganda has numbers in actors. Even if you visited Film Club, I think the new entrants almost every day, everyone that comes is wanting to be an actor or actress. So they are exploiting that opportunity that the actors are available. Sometimes the crew are also available, you get. But then they forget that the actors must be prepared. So you go on Paro Magic or any of their channels to watch a film and be like, okay, this is a nice story. The director has a vision. The writer had a vision. But then the actors are good. They can act very well. But then they were not given time to execute their job. They are just given a few moments. Like you're given a few hours to read the script and simply interpret it. You get, there is no room for creativity. There is no room for what.
But Andrew, what I understand from what you're saying is for TV shows, most of them, like the renowned TV shows, most of actors comment that they're given a script in the night and they outperform the next day. Isn't that the same thing?
It is the same thing, but you see, TV dramas, TV series, they are not on the same caliber with short films or feature films. Actually, what
but the
you
script
should,
is the same. You're given a night before.
Yes, having the script looking the same, executions have to differ. You get an execution for a feature film or a short film is really worth and bigger than having a TV series. Actually, let me tell you this: if an actor works up and he or she has about 3 short films and one has a TV series that is running here and there, I feel that actor would be better than the other one.
Better in what time? In what terms?
Because when we are doing these short films and feature films, we give them enough time. We give them everything a film should have. You get? But when you come to TV shows and TV series, all they are going to do is read your lines, interpret them to the audience. Actually, they don't act. They do not create. You get? They only interpret the written word to the audience. You get? That's all they do. It's actually not acting in any way. It is read what is written on the paper, interpret it to the audience, simply that.
So what
and
once it
is captured on screen, we just watch. We don't have a choice. It is the last choice that we have.
So are you saying there's a big dip in quality between what is performed on TV shows and on
exactly, 100%. 100%. And it is not only here, but also worldwide. Even if you go to Hollywood, when you watch the way feature films are executed, all the energy that is given to them, and look at the TV shows, you really get to see that there is a difference. You get the point. So when there is less time provided for feature films, and there are some of the movies that TV stations want to show and commission and give them only these few hours of working, I so much believe that, yes, a filmmaker is going to pocket some money in their pocket, but then their output is not going to be what they envisioned from the start.
So is it about output or the money?
Wow. We are in a third world country. So money always is put at the front.
Yes.
Yes.
So
because
now, if someone
went
and did his Prestige, did his Sanyo, did his Honorables, did his Musical Express, and then had a paycheck for 3 years, every month getting 3 million, and then someone is doing a feature film, one feature film a year, don't you think the person doing the series is way better?
Yeah, they are very better. But artistically, when you talk about art, because now you're not asking a businessman, because I'm not a businessman who is going to look at just the business. Yes, I do business, but I'm not into that big caliber of expressing where business is. I'm an artist. And when you talk about art, that is an injustice. Having an art executed in just an overnight and it is put on screen for the audience to consume, I feel it is not right. It's like having a chef just get things and dump them into the water and bring them and serve them on the plate. Yes, it is a cooked meal, but it is not.
It's lacking something.
It is lacking.
Okay, is there an ideal time that, is there anything in Guinness Books of Records like this movie was shot in the shortest time? Or there is always an ideal time that a movie should be done? Because what I understand, Hollywood, some people do a movie, like they take 10 years to do one movie, right?
Yeah.
So is there a time frame that in the Ugandan industry where we say if you've done a movie within this time, at least that's the ideal time?
No, it hasn't existed anywhere. But one thing I believe is that every filmmaker knows.
3 weeks is very small. Isn't it sufficient enough? It can't be sufficient?
It is not.
Why? Why do you think 3 weeks is not enough to make a movie?
Okay, if we were to discuss about the stages of film production, you look at pre-production. Pre-production is going to involve casting. It is going to involve location scouting. It is going to involve hiring of the crew and the equipment. It is going to involve budgeting. It is going to involve fundraising sometimes. It is going to involve looking at the aspects of brand and product placement in the project. It is going to involve script writing, because sometimes the producer is just going to find an idea, probably a news article, you get, and all he has is that one, and goes and pitches it to whoever has the money, and then brings it back to the writer. The writer will not write that story in a single night. They will need more time to do so.
Okay, Andrew, let's do this. Let me cut you short. Pre-production is very big. But now when Maisha Magic comes and says, want you to do a movie, they assume you already have your script. So what I'm asking now, let's look at from production to post-production. Are 3 weeks sufficient enough for someone to bring out a movie?
They are not.
Why isn't it sufficient?
It is as little as you can imagine, because editing alone wouldn't actually allow you to do so. You get. Then from the editing process, if you think about, if you had the chance actually to watch every film that is exhibited on the Paromagic TV stations, you'll get to see that there is no original music done there. Everyone goes to Mixkit and downloads music, brings it, and lays it in the movie, and it is uploaded on the TV. You get? So people are just piloting for the Paromagic. That is one, because they are rushing with time. And they want to save some little money for themselves, because at the end of the day, even the money that is given cannot make you stand in a production more than a month. You cannot. You cannot. So they are rushing with time. They are rushing to minimize the budget and work into those squeeze means, and then provide to the demanding client who is at the door knocking, wanting their work.
And the entire universe is seeing our work and saying,
exactly.
This is Ugandan work.
This is Ugandan work. At least.
Are you proud of that Ugandan work?
One thing maybe I would have to say is that at least if they could consider that feature films can be given an extended time as compared to TV series. The TV series, let them joke with what they want to joke with. Let them play. You know, they are the rich boys of the rich people. They can, you know, use this as a game. But when it comes to feature films, at least let there be some time.
At least how much time? At least?
Depending on the little money that they give, and probably the little they could be making from Ugandans, at least 6 months would be better.
To produce a feature film?
Yes.
Will it be commercially viable to them?
That's one thing that I was telling you, that for the consideration that they also have a market to serve, then let them minimally give at least 6 months. But if it wasn't for 6 months, I would even request for a whole year.
No, Andrew, let me ask you.
Yes.
Do you take 1 year to produce a feature film?
Yes, I do.
Beauty, I'm sorry to ask. Did it take you a full year?
It took 1 year and a half.
To produce?
Yes.
Let's leave out pre-production. From production to post-production, how long did it take you?
The shooting took us 23 days.
Okay.
And then when we came to post-production, compositions and sound stuff, it took us about 6 months.
Wow.
And then the editing also had about 6 months of its own.
Okay.
You get? So when you compare the whole time, you're really matching to 1 year.
Yes.
You get?
Okay.
Yes. And we did not reach the perfections that we wanted. You get? Had we maybe had more time or actually had more time with pre-production, I think our kick came into the pre-production. That's when we had it kicking us. But otherwise, we had a smooth move.
Okay. According
to the way we had planned.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Now, Andrew, quick, I'm going to festivals now. Initially, we had a new festival that came up. We had, of course, the Vision Awards that were there. Then we had Icon Awards, okay? And we're going to have UFF.
Yeah.
So can you take us through that journey? Starting with the Icon Awards. What is your impression on the Icon Awards?
The Icon Awards, a friend of mine posted and said that they gave themselves, they gave awards, they did not award.
Okay.
You get the language? And somehow, I feel it was, I really subscribe to that. It is true. Awards were given, not awarded. You get my point. And also you get to understand that...
so what you're saying, the awards are not earned? They're not earned?
Most of them were not earned, they were given.
Award,
but right? Then, this is the thing. This is the thing. When you look at even the giving, just the giving, it was also worth it and healthier than what happens with the UFF. Yes. Because when you look at the UFF, I think they are in a game of distributing the money. You get? We have a budget of money, we have a sack of money here. So who is taking these notes? Who is taking, how many kilograms does this producer going to take? I think very recently they are just going to be having sacks of money at the platform, and you go there after winning, they take you there and there is a mizan.
But is the money the motivator for people to work harder? If you have most of
the festivals that motivate filmmakers and put them where they are, the biggest ever, there is no money involved. You get? It is other values. Because a filmmaker does not need a token of money. They don't need your pocket money. Sure? That's a fact. Filmmakers, let me ask you, when a doctor works so hard, are they awarded? Are doctors awarded because they have worked? My mother has been a nurse since I was born. You get? She has served patients and patients. There has never been any competition where she has to submit that, this year I worked on 1,000 patients and I'm contesting for an award. It is not there.
So would you support your to withdraw money?
But then we filmmakers are given that thing of when you work, moreover you're working for yourself, but then you have to be awarded. Which is not very bad.
Isn't it a reward? Isn't it good and a motivator
which
to
is
get
not,
money?
Yes, which is not very bad. You get? But my question is, why the money? Because when you give people the money, you're just making it feel like all they work for is money. And this is an art we just exhibit. You get? So I think there shouldn't be money involved, first and foremost.
Are you sure about this?
Yes,
Andrew?
I am.
I mean, money, most people go there because they invested money and they are recouping.
For me, my proposal would be that when you have a
maybe you'd propose them to increase the money more.
No,
probably.
When they have the festival, a filmmaker, all he wants is a buyer. That is one. The only thing they want is to bridge the gap between themselves and the consumer. You get? Because when you look at the production chain, we have the producers, we have the writers, we have everyone in the production department. But then we have the consumers at the end of the thread. But in between the thread, there is no retailer, there is no seller. You get? You make the film, and after making it, it is a consumable product. It is with you, but then there are no sellers. So I think the only thing that these festivals could only do for us should be inviting buyers, inviting sellers. I've been trying to follow some of the festivals happening over the world. When you see who they invite, it is not Angel, it is not Tumanyane Andrew. You get? They invite people who are looking for the content. You find there is Netflix, there is Hulu, there is Variety, there is Film One, there is this one and that one. You get? But then ours, the biggest they can do is inviting a producer and telling the producer to invite the actors of the same film. Now, these are two people that worked on the same film, and they are going to come, and all they will chat about is going to be, oh, bwetwali kuseta kaunga katuomera. You get? But in case there was a buyer or a distributor, this filmmaker would simply walk and talk to the distributor. You know what? I have a product. This is what is in it. Are you interested in it? Or if you sell it, this is what it can bring for you. But then when you walk to the UFF, all you see is sometimes telecost companies, and I'm like, what are they doing here? Yes, they could be the next biggest exotic producers we can have in the future. But then what is the strategy of bringing them? When do you bring them, and how are you bringing them? When they are bringing them, they are just advertising their airtime and their what you get. But they are not looking at, can they buy from a filmmaker? Can they? So we walk to the festival, we dress, we are too dressed and everything, then greet the same filmmakers we meet every day and then go back. And we have products that are still lagging with us. You get? So I think if they can use that money they give filmmakers to at least transport all the management of Netflix and bring them here and convince them. You get? Simply that. When I see them staging up workshops, I'm like, okay, why are you teaching people who already know what they are doing? I'm like, why not go to Makerere University, get people who have studied marketing, who are just there not knowing what they're going to do next. You bring them to film, interest them, show them that this is an opportunity, teach them the art of selling a film or the science of selling the film. And definitely, you have thousands of marketeers that are going to come on board, and they are going to definitely look for the products to sell. You get? But you're inviting a filmmaker. If you do so much, you're going to invite a famous musician. And I'm like, okay, this event has come, it is also going to end, and we shall walk back home and we shall work and wait for the next time. And guess what? The people that are given the money, it is as less as you can imagine. You get?
Why?
Because at the end of the day, the money that they can give you, and it cannot even help you find the next step for your film.
But little is better than nothing, Andrew, right?
That is like, you're trying to buy sympathy from me. You're trying to make me accept that, yes, that's what is available, so what should we do? You get?
Okay,
yes.
Now, Andrew, it has been a norm that before UFF, the industry is quiet. I think at the moment, if I'm to imagine one of the movies that is going to show in UFF, that is going to be submitted, if I'm very sure, might be Beneath Beauty. Because it has premiered, and I know Beneath Beauty is going to show. Why is it that most films, you never hear about them, but in UFF you'll see all movies out there, people are submitting? Today
I was with some filmmakers. We were working on some of their projects in post-production, and one of the ladies told me that witchcraft is real. And I'm like, because there is a way you will keep someone hooked with the chivos and you dig information. Yeah. She's like, yeah, it is real. People are bewitching each other. There is also a famous actress here whom I met sometime back around 2020, around there. And she was like, Andrew, again, there is abana wanobaroga. So filmmakers, I think it could be one of the reasons why they make their movies in the dark. because probably there is witchcraft, they fear it. And then also is that it is very hard to do an exhibition, which we call screenings and premieres. It is very hard, and it is not awarding in any way. Yes, someone will invest a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of advertisement, a lot of this and that, branding, and definitely there is less that they are going to get out of that.
But how is that connected to UFF?
So how does it come in the game? It so much comes that
because why I'm asking this,
initially put it at a value.
You say that the money that is going to people isn't that important. But now if you say it is expensive and there's no return in making premieres, is it that they wait to put in UFF and hope that they'll get that money in UFF?
There is that hope because you can see that our filmmakers are desperate for everything that can come. They don't care how much it is. They don't care in what way it is going to come. They are really desperate to grab anything they can. You get? So, as little as it is too much for them. And they can kill each other to have it. That is one. Then secondly, is that why is it that movies keep coming only when UFF is coming?
That's what I'm asking.
Yes. It is. When we are doing these films, if you can get to imagine, most of the projects, they are not insured. That is one. There is no assurance that they are going to make this film and bring it on screen. And then there is no assurance that even when a filmmaker has made the film and it is complete, there is capacity and capability of bringing it in a cinema. And yet, the UFF provides space for that. You get? That's why you will see people starting to advertise their movies towards the gala, because they know at the end of the day their film is going to be in the cinema. And then also is that they are hoping for some money. You get? They're hoping for some money. Some believe that when they win, probably they are going to walk out with some money. And also the other advantages attached with participating in a film festival, because probably your film is going to be profiled, your name is going to be profiled, and the next time you're bidding for some money, someone is going to look at your CV and there is UFF listed.
So is UFF the biggest festival in Uganda?
Currently, yes.
It is.
It is.
Does being the best actor in UFF or best actress in UFF mean you're the best actor in Uganda?
No, it cannot.
Why? Because that's the biggest festival. Why wouldn't it show?
Because
why would it guarantee that you're the best actor?
The biggest part about the UFF is its existence, first and foremost. The length of time it has spent on ground. Secondly, it is because it is a government thing. It is a government project. Then thirdly, there is money attached to it. And also the participants are very many. The people that participate in the UFF are very many. But when it comes to making the filmmaker an actor or a director becoming bigger like the UFF it is, or attaching themselves to the UFF and their status is elevated somewhere, there is nothing of that nature. If you get to see the filmmakers, I mean the actors that have ever won from the UFF, you are better than them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, your exhibitions on the social media are better than those persons with those birds in their houses.
So, with those birds,
yes,
you call them birds in their homes.